Hi everybody, my name is Sarah, Weight Watcher, Cape Cod woman, and Pearls of Wisdom and Food on Facebook. So I just got back from my walk, and I was listening to an interview with Leanne from Healthy Pursuit. And if you've never watched one of her podcasts, she is just adorable. And she is a high-fat, low-carb person. And she was a vegan for a whole number of years and then switched over. And her story is incredible. Her podcasts are incredible. She's so cute to boot. She does such amazing things with her hair. Sometimes she shows the plates full of food that she eats. She just has a whole bunch of wonderful tips and tools that I have integrated into my food plan. And I believe that she's either a registered dietitian or nutritionist, but she comes from the holistic side of the family and not the MyGov plate USDA dietary guidelines that talk about healthy grains. No. And so anyway, this interview was her interviewing Jimmy Moore. And Jimmy Moore is one of the best interviewers of the high-fat, low-carb family of excellent interviewers. And he is a Southern gent, and he's lost tons of weight. Got crazy with his, started messing around and gained some of it back, and now has lost a whole bunch else, a whole bunch more. And so he's worthy. So it's Healthy Pursuit and Jimmy Moore. You might want to find them on YouTube and do your own research. Of course, I'm always saying to do that. So Jimmy was very forthcoming about his journey, and at his high point, he weighed 400 pounds, and this was a number of years ago, and his mother-in-law gave him a book about not high-fat, but definitely high-protein, I think it was, and low-carb diet. The either Dr. Atkins one or right around the Dr. Atkins time. So it must have been, he's in his early 40s now. So it was a number of years ago, and he was highly insulted, but he did crack it open, and that indeed began his journey. And don't you love our pivotal turning points? It can be something that feels or sounds so insulting at the time. Like, you know, his thought when he opened up that present on Christmas was like, "Oh, I didn't know I was fat. Thank you." So I just love it. So, you know, I know that sometimes somebody that has hardlined me, hardcored me, really broke through my denial, has sometimes been the agent of change that I so needed in my journey, be it with addiction, be it with just places that I needed to change and grow. And so as much as I disliked, mild term, that person for saying what they said, coming further down the path and coming to the reality of like, oh, I see that they really need a thank you, you know, for being the pivotal moment in my life for change. And so that was his pivotal moment. And love his journey. And he has a Carb Smart blog, I believe, where there's lots of info on that as well. But what I'm here to talk about today, 4 minutes into this, of course, are 12, this is his words, this is his favorite 12, 12 healthy keto high-fat foods perfect for nutritional ketosis. And I'm sure if you Google nutritional ketosis, you might see him show up in some of the readings, writings, and podcasts. So his number one is avocado. And that is, when he first tried to have it, he said he was cutting up a non-ripe avocado, and he could not understand. It was hard as a rock. It didn't taste good. And fast forward to today, he has avocado almost every single day. And he has it with his eggs. And in my little egg bake, which I will tell you about now because, digression is my middle name, isn't it? I've been taking a lightly scrambled egg, which is a pastured egg, lightly scramble, separate in two, put a layer in, and then in the middle layers goes, for now, broccoli and a cut up piece of organic pasture-raised bacon. Oh, and a couple of little layers of avocado. And then on top of that goes the other half of the egg, and I bake it about 20 minutes at 200, maybe 20 minutes to 30, but at the 200 it does not dry out, and the bacon keeps it all moist and yummy. And then I add a half an ounce of unpasteurized raw Organic Valley Monterey Jack cheese. At least that's what I'm using now. And it is divine. And I am not eating breakfast until 9 or 10 o'clock. So usually I would eat it at 6:30 before I went to work. So on my 7:30 a.m. work days, I'm having that. After I get to work, the women go to their group, and I am a little more free to do the work that I need to do. And I forgot to tell you that I have a new position at the shelter. And I am segueing out of being a case manager, and I am segueing into being office administrator. And so I'm loving it. And that means that I will do, all of the administrative duties of the facility, scheduling things and licensing and meeting with people that do the sprinkler system and fire people that do this and that and scheduling CPR trainings, all of that sort of stuff, as well as food manager, which and taking care of the inventory with that, as well as ordering paper products and office supplies and all that good stuff, as well as Christmas donations, which, as you can imagine, we are flooded with around this time of year through Christmas. So I'm very excited about that. And I will be training the new case manager, and then the director will be training me in various duties, which I've already picked up a few. So I'm kind of doing double duty for the time being. So it's very exciting. So where was I? I digress. I know. Avocado. So when I have it, I have about a quarter a day. So this man is 6'3" and 230 optimum weight. So I am not 6'3" at 230. I am, right now, I don't know if I've ever divulged this, but I am shrinking. So I was 5 feet, 5.5 at my highest. And tomorrow I go for my annual gyno appointment. But last time there I was about 5'3.5". So I've shrunk 2 inches. And last time there, the weight will be different today, but on my home scale, I use 2 different scales, as some of you may know, because they're 2 different readings. And the last time I weighed myself, which was last Thursday, I was 104 on one and 108.8 on the other. So that's my weight, and it has gone down a couple of pounds since I started my high-fat, low-carb. And just as a reminder, high-fat is not high protein. Just so, another little digression. All right, so let's move on. Number 2, butter. And butter is 100% fat. And of course, Jimmy says aim for the pasture-raised, grass-fed butter. He likes his Kerry Gold. He likes his Kerry Silver, the unsalted version. I use that, or the Organic Valley unsalted version, in my bulletproof coffee, and then I use the salted version on my baked potato. And I'm usually doing my eggs in coconut oil that I fry or scramble, so I'm not really cooking with a lot of butter, but I do add a smidgen, and by smidgen I mean less than a half a teaspoon, onto vegetables that I used to have just steamed, but it just does make the flavor pop. And I am having pink Himalayan salt on things that I never used salt before. And so this is an upgrade for a lot of people from sea salt to the Himalayan pink salt, and it has minerals in it that you can't find in tons of other places. So he uses a whole lot more butter than I use. He uses two to 3 tablespoons to fry his 2 eggs that he has every single day in. I do not, but he's a big boy. So then he talks about whole eggs, and they are 61% fat. And of course, they've been vilified. And he has inside information that, of course, I wouldn't have. I'm just a little old lay person. But he says that the dietary guideline people, the scientists at the, with the government, the U.S. government, they already know they've made some big mistakes with all of this stuff. But because they're so in the back pocket of all the food industries, they have to figure out ways to make sure that they know before it's announced to the public that certain things, because we have to make sure that the big food industry can still do packaged processed foods, but just have different labeling on it. And he was in Walmart shopping for his wife, and he said he was appalled that Crisco, the leader of vegetable oils, which is a total no-no, do not use vegetable oils, and that means vegetable oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, and anything that is not olive oil, coconut oil, or avocado oil. And so he saw Crisco has now 100% coconut oil that they're packaging. It's like, we want some of that market too. And so Jimmy and Leanne from Healthy Pursuit vowed they would never, ever, ever buy Crisco. Just the fact that it comes from the same plant and is a Procter & Gamble food will keep them from still boycotting it because of all the other great places you can buy coconut oil. And because I'm already at 12 minutes, I can see that this could be a 3-part this could be a 3-part video. So I will stop at number 4. Oh, so anyway, eggs. And so he says eating egg whites is like having a Mustang and driving it only on side streets and never taking it out on the highway. He says you want to find your grass-fed, pasture-raised eggs, and from a local farmer, it would be ideal. I've been buying mine from Whole Foods. He says don't even look at the price of them. Go for the highest quality because it still offers the biggest bang for your buck. And there's more fat in egg than there is protein in egg. So even having a couple of them every day doesn't push your high protein or your protein intake into the high protein place because the fats are in it. And cholesterol does not go into your cholesterol reading from an egg. So that's part of the vilifying of eggs. Cholesterol is manufactured by your body, and if you manufacture too much, that's your high cholesterol reading, not eating eggs. So he says enjoy them. And so eat the whole egg, yolk and everything, and enjoy it. The 4th and final one that I will talk about today is coconut oil, and it is 100% fat. And I love how somebody put on my Facebook page that they used to make popcorn at the movie theaters out of coconut oil. Well, I hope they still do. That would be great. I'm not sure what they use now. Probably moved back into some high trans fat thing. But last time I went to the movies to see, the Johnny Depp thing, the Boston movie. Anyway, Black Mass. I brought in my own melted grass-fed butter to put on the popcorn. Oh. Divine. Anyway, coconut oil. So, as I've said here often, you want unrefined, cold-pressed, extra virgin, and organic. That would be the 4 top things to buy. If you don't like the coconut taste, Nutiva has a coconut oil that is refined, but it is extra virgin and it is organic. So somebody asked me, does this mean I'm not going to get the full benefits? I don't know. That I don't know, but I do know that it does not taste like coconut. It has no flavor. So if you don't like the coconut flavor, that would be the one to aim towards. But I've been lucky. I found one at BJ's, and for the big, 2-pounder, it was only like $12. So that by far is the cheapest. Nature's Path on Amazon is the cheapest from them. Both of those have the slight coconut flavor. So if you don't mind the coconut flavor, those two work. And the BJ's one, I'm sure Costco has ones that are good to compete with too. So it is highly saturated, and but it loves your blood loves it, your brain loves it, and so he says to add it to your 12 healthy fats. And as you know, I have 3 tablespoons of coconut oil every day, and part of my I'm doing 5 to 7 servings. So I have 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of the grass-fed butter in my bulletproof coffee, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil in my salad at night. And then I'm assuming that the other fats, so the other 2 servings of fat, come from items that I'm eating, like the crumbled organic blue cheese in my salad, the eggs and things like that. So those are the top 4 of the 12, and I will stop here because, you know, I'm getting lengthy as usual. Avocado, butter, whole eggs, and coconut oil. And that sounds pretty marvelous to me. If I was to grade myself, I'd get 100% on that, because those are 4 items that I do have most every day. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope that you have taken the plunge. I hope that you did the necessary footwork of not having sugar and not having any refined flours, especially wheat, before you embark upon this, because you do not want the standard American diet, which is sad in more ways than one. So anyway, this is Sarah. I'm signing off for now. Time to go get ready for my job, and I hope you have a marvelous fat day. I know I'm going to. Take care. Until the next time, bye-bye for now.